On May 10, 2017, General Roy A. Simatu assumed leadership of the DNR from former Secretary Regina Paz Lopez. On his very first day of office, he vowed to prioritize the strict enforcement of environmental laws. After 4 months in the department, the Secretary's major accomplishments are evident on the following vital programs. In Boracay, 3 years of uncollected garbage was removed in a record 23 days after the Secretary visited the island and cited the municipality's violation of the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. He also ordered the stop in the dumping of residual waste at the Material Recovery Facility in Barangay Manok-Manok, Malay, Aklan. He ordered a joint inspection of the Payatas Sanitary Landfill by the Environmental Management Bureau and the Mines and Geosciences Bureau. The inspection report showed that the landfill has an ineffective leachate collection system and has slopes vulnerable to trash slide. Armed with these technical findings, the Secretary ordered the closure of the Payatas landfill for non-compliance with environmental standards. In compliance with the Solid Waste Management Act, he encouraged the establishment of materials recovery facilities in local government units. The DNR has new air quality monitoring equipment to improve its analysis of ambient air for better policy formulation. To validate the capability of the air quality monitoring stations installed by the DNR nationwide, Secretary Simatu conducted a random inspection of the air quality monitoring station strategically located in Valenzuela City, dubbed as the factory capital of the Philippines. In the DNR, the Environmental Management Bureau Laboratory is now equipped with the first ever dioxins and furans analyzer in the Philippines. The laboratory also has well-trained laboratory personnel to ensure proper use of the equipment and accurate data analysis. In partnership with local government units, the DNR has cleaned up a number of water bodies nationwide. In the Visayas, Secretary Simatu identified the Iloilo River as a model for a national river cleanup and rehabilitation program. He ordered the regular and sustained cleanup and rehabilitation of Malandog River in Antique. The Laguna Lake was cleared of 2,000 hectares of illegal fish pens and fish cages to revive the water body and allow small fishermen access to traditional fishing grounds. The Secretary and Senator Cynthia Villar inspected Zapote River, which drains into Manila Bay. To strengthen cooperation between the department and LGUs in implementing the mandamus, the Secretary distributed trash boats to various LGUs in the country. Uncompromising in his stand against irresponsible mining, Secretary Simatu assessed the damage that resulted from the illegal tree cutting done by Ipilan Nickel Corporation in Brooks Point, Palawan. Based on the cancelled ECC, Secretary Simatu ensured the stoppage of its operations. This triggered the revocation of the Strategic Environmental Permit, or SEP, of the company by the Palawan Council for Sustainable Development, or PCSD. Secretary Simatu inspected the tailings storage facility of Felix Mining Corporation in Benguet. The Secretary also visited Taganito Mining Corporation in Surigao del Norte and assessed its compliance to environmental laws. He likewise conducted an aerial inspection of Nabok River in Mount Tuwalwal after President Duterte ordered its rehabilitation from chemical contamination. The Secretary organized a dialogue with President Duterte, representatives of mining companies, and civil society organizations to discuss responsible mining and future directions of the mining industry. He visited a 1,750-hectare coffee plantation in Pidig, Ilocos Norte, established under the National Greening Program or NGP. Just recently, Secretary Cimatu awarded Forester Joselito Ayala the Medalya ng Bayani ng Kalikasan for his bravery and dedication to public service. Ayala was shot while patrolling the forest of Bacungan, Puerto Princesa. The environmental chief issued DAO 2017-18, decentralizing to DENR regional offices the issuance of environmental compliance certificates. He signed a memorandum of agreement with the Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption to combat corruption and crimes within the DENR. The Secretary engaged with civil society organizations like Green Convergence for environmental partnerships. In a meeting with board members of the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, or ULAP, Secretary Cimatu emphasized LGU compliance to solid waste management law. Upon the invitation of the European Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines, he presented to the business sector the government's environmental agenda. As chair of the Climate Change Adaptation and Mitigation and Disaster Risk Reduction Cluster, the Secretary presided over the cluster's meetings. Under his helm, the DENR crafted the Program for Restoration, Rehabilitation, and Development, or PRRD, as the development framework for environmental protection and natural resources management with the following components: good and effective governance in environmental protection, restoration of forest and protected areas, adaptation to climate change, and sustainable use of natural resources, conservation of coastal and marine resources, and social justice in land titling. With almost 120 days of tireless work in the DENR, Secretary Cimatu has gained the respect and trust of his co-workers. DENR employees join him in his unrelenting fight for the country's environment and natural resources for the present and future generations of Filipinos.